Welcome in, everybody, to Leading Off right here on Fantasy Pros. It is me, Joey P. Joe Pisapia. With me today is Scott Bogman, and we're coming to you live as we do every day on our YouTube channel, Fantasy Pros MLB. Every day, live at noon, baseball talk, fantasy, real baseball, yelling at Clayton Kershaw, yelling at Dave Roberts, whatever you want to do, you can be a part of it. And we're brought to you and sponsored by BetMGM. Download the BetMGM app right now and use that promo code Leading Off. And I know the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks are here too. I know it's a holiday, so I know a lot of people are doing things. I know it's over the Easter weekend, and it got me thinking about the Easter weekend, Bogman. It's kind of weird, isn't it, that all of a sudden, I understand the religious aspect of the holiday. I know Passover's going on as well. How did we get to the bunnies and chocolate eggs? How did that all somehow become part of this? That's the one thing that I'm curious about.
Have you ever heard Gaffigan's joke about this? He's like, let's see, Jesus was resurrected. What should we do for that? How about eggs? What? All right, we'll hide them. All right, we'll hide them. I think it's supposed to be fertility. Rabbits.
Well, that's what I said too. It's spring, it's fertility, but then they became chocolate. And I'm fine with that. They're
it's
delicious.
Still American, Joe. It's still got to be American. So whatever we have, add some good food on top of it, right? That's why you have a nice dinner or, Sunday Easter brunch or whatever it is on Easter, right?
I do love brunch. I love brunch. Can't get off brunch.
You're a brunch and bottomless mimosas guy? Is that you?
Oh, all day long. Brunch all day, baby.
Rosé all day. Brunch, Joe Pisapia. Let's go.
Brunch all day. Oh, dude, I'm down for brunch any day of the week and twice on Sundays, baby. I'll do the morning 11 a.m. and the 2 o'clock brunch if you're going to invite me to both. I was bummed, though, because I thought at the store I would find, the discounted Reese's peanut butter eggs,
Yeah.
None. The shelves.
I was already at your store waiting. So the second they put them on discount, I bought them all. So I go around the country buying them all. So
all they had was a white chocolate one. I was like, I don't want the white chocolate peanut butter. Get that stuff out of here. But we're going to talk baseball at some point today.
What are you,
and obviously there's a lot to get through. So might as well start with the big headlines. Let's start with the good news. Good vibes. CJ Abrams slugs his first career home run Thursday. So I'm a big fan of that. Ronald Acuna begins his rehab assignment next week. That is very exciting. Bogman, what's your expectations here for Acuna on this return? Hopefully, by the end of the month, maybe, kind of, sort of, we're seeing him. But, Acuna, does he go back right to being that dude again, or do you think it's going to take a little bit more time?
I think he at least goes to hitting like he did before. I think the stolen bases might be something that get a little bit left in the cold there. But, I think that as far as hitting, I expect him to be back. I mean, I think he was probably okay to play a couple weeks ago, but they're handling with kid gloves. He's their superstar. They just dropped up, a whole boatload of money on him. So let's just make sure he's 100% before he goes. So I think maybe they tailor back his swipes to start, but 3 weeks after he comes back, he will be the absolute normal Ronald Acuna that we're used to seeing.
Yep, and if you got him any kind of draft discount, you should be very, very grateful. I don't have any shares this year.
I have one, but I didn't get it at a discount because it was the week where they're like, he could be back on April 1st if we start then. I was like, well, that's fine. Let's go. Let's go get him.
Well, yeah. Go get him. You only got to manage a couple weeks without him, and it's certainly going to be worth having him the rest of the season. Manny Machado had 5 hits and 2 stolen bases against the Braves. Huge day for him. Great day for Joe Musgrove, who was a guy that we loved yesterday in DFS. He was my favorite pitcher of the day. I know the other side of that game didn't work out so well. We'll get to that later. Shohei Ohtani allowed 6 runs and a loss to the Rangers. Oh, no. The sky is falling. It also looks like Jonathan India is going to be tenuous here for the weekend with a hamstring injury. They say he might play Saturday. Keep an eye on this. Make plans. Go look out there for guys on the waiver wire who are playing second base just to hedge your bets, especially if you're in daily transaction leagues. Pick up somebody now. Don't wait, because then the longer you wait, I don't care if it's an Adam Frazier. I don't care if it's, Robinson Cano. I mean, there's some guys on the second base waiver wire that you could pick up. Will Smith's 3-run homer powers the Dodgers over the Reds, and Javier Baez will not play due to some thumb soreness, so already a little bit of injury there. So, Bogman, anything here from the headlines that catches your eye?
Well, I can't see thumb injury in Detroit and not think of Joel Zumaya. So, a little bit of, history in my brain there. I think the big thing here is Manny Machado, just playing so well. I hate it because I'm not the biggest Manny Machado fan, but I did draft him in a couple spots, so he is paying off for me as well. And this Padres lineup is pretty good, and their schedule has been easy so far because they should have swept the D-backs. Thank you, Seth Beer, for ruining that. But
beautiful moment, though.
Yeah, it was a great moment. So probably the only great one I'll have as a D-back fan this year. So I'll take it. At least I was there for that one. So, but yeah, Manny Machado going yard is great. I mean, Will Smith is coming around, start out, just a little bit slow. I am just not worried about Shohei Ohtani with the CPR and the bat and the one bad start and all that good stuff. If he's struggling by the end of the month, all right, we could talk about Shohei Ohtani then, but he's still an awesome pitcher. Got rocked a little bit with the Rangers. I think some of these guys are tipping pitches. Some of these guys are bad. I think, Urias had a lower velocity. So does Shane Bieber. Those are guys to worry about. Everybody else, I'm just not too worried about right now. Unless we start hearing about a major dip in velocity, I am just not worried yet. The season's too long.
I agree. The velocity thing is the thing to keep an eye on. Also, this is also that time of year too where guys go through that dead arm period too, where they just don't seem to have the location they want and things like that. So I wouldn't worry about that. This is why I love the peanuts and the Cracker Jacks. Wonky Penguin says, white chocolate is the left-handed catchers of candy. Well done. Can I get that on a t-shirt? I want that on a t-shirt. I love the peanuts and the Cracker Jacks. All right, let's move on to the next section of today's show. And there's no Daily Quan today. We're going to take a break from the Daily Quan. But we do have a Jared Kelenic sighting. Holy crap, Jared Kelenic got a hit, a 2-run home run, no less, in a 5-1 victory for the Mariners over the White Sox there. And I put this picture of him here in our show sheet here, where he looks like he's from a Hype Williams video in the mid to late 90s. I don't know what
kind of card is this that he's on. I mean, it is very, very, it looks like, I don't know. It looks like if you mixed glamour shots with a rave is what it looks like.
Yeah, it's like Missy Elliott went to glamour shots. It's like that's kind of what this picture is.
It's a good comp, Joey. The Missy Elliott one right here. That's a solid one. I'm worried about Kelenic. I don't have any shares of him. We know that this guy is obviously a very streaky player. I mean, if you didn't know, spoiler alert, guy has been very, very streaky, but he is still working his way up to last year's miserable average of, 187 last year? 181. He's hitting 158, even with this homer and a couple swipes. Do I think he's going to get right? Absolutely. Do I think he's going to be unbelievably frustrating to roster this season? Yeah, probably. That just seems like what Jared Kelenic is in the story of him so far in his big league career. So good luck.
Mike Mayer's going to
one ticket on that roller coaster.
Picture. Yeah, I know, right? Looks like Mayor's going to go ahead and post that picture of Kelenic, by the way, in our Discord channel under the Fantasy Pros podcast, so everyone can see what the heck we're talking about here.
That's right.
Because it's glorious. I mean, I tell you, it's like right at it. It's like, like when Puff Daddy and Mace were together.
That's the one. That's the one right there. The All Around the World. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Which song was that? And
I can't. Yeah, we've been player hated.
Yeah, yep. That's the one right there.
Right.
Thank you, Joe.
Well, I try. Let's talk about this. Is anyone more beloved universally in Major League Baseball than Freddie Freeman? I mean, geez, he hits that double and he's heading out there taking his helmet off and getting a standing ovation from the crowd. I know it was the first game and everyone's excited about him, but that is a legitimate question. Is Freddie Freeman the most likable guy in baseball, Boggs?
Likable, yes. I think probably the most likable. Just a great dude. Oh God, I can't believe I'm saying this about a Dodger, but just a great dude and unbelievable talent as well. But he ain't loved by Ronald Acuna and some of them guys in the Braves locker room, I'm sure, for being a hardo and all that stuff. And look, I know a couple Braves fans that are mad at him for leaving Atlanta and taking more money in LA and all that good stuff. So I think he's absolutely likable. He's so much fun to watch. And I love it whenever he's mic'd up. The dude is just a fun guy. He seems like the guy that no one in baseball outside of Ronald Acuna hates. So,
which makes me wonder about Ronald Acuna a little bit.
Sure. But also, you got to remember, if Acuna's coming up as a young guy and Freddie's the guy on him about, eye black and nonsense, of course he's going to dislike that guy. Mm-hmm. So, I don't dislike Ronald Acuna for that at all. I get it. But yeah, I mean, look, you can watch a 15-minute highlight video of Freddie Freeman goofing around with guys at first base. Like he grabs him by the pants and stuff. Remember, I think he slid into second and knock the ball out of somebody's hands. I think maybe it was Cesar Hernandez. I can't remember, but knocking the ball out of somebody's hands as Cab, baby. But he's a fun dude to be around, and it's infectious. His his smile, and he's just. Yeah. And look, and he wins. So it's hard to dislike Freddie Freeman. I mean, I do because he's on the Dodgers. But other than that, he's a pretty good dude.
Also, it's funny how conveniently Welsh always disappears after an 0-for-5 Byron Buxton day, or in a day where MacKenzie Gore gets called up to make a start in Major League Baseball. His debut is now today against those same Atlanta Braves that we were talking about, former home of Freddie Freeman. So your expectations for this first start, if people have him on their rosters, would you be throwing him out there against the Braves, or you just got to keep him on the bench and wait and see?
I think I keep him on the bench. Number one, he's probably going to be fairly limited as far as pitch count and innings. So, I don't know that you're going to get so much from him anyway. But there's a lot riding on this. If the Padres are going to need to trade for someone at some point because they're in contention, MacKenzie Gore is probably going to be the big chip that they trade. Right. So this could be also just sliding him into the rotation and making himself untradeable and part of a good team that's going to push for the playoffs this season. So there's a lot riding on this start, probably way more than a normal first start for a pitcher coming up in the bigs, but we've also been waiting for this for a while. So hopefully he pulls through and pitches a good one and can provide us some value in fantasy and maybe some value to the Padres down the line.
You make a great point about the trade value he has. And to me in redraft leagues, if you can trade him off that, you do it. If you can get him cheap, you do that as well. I mean, you kind of look at that. Even if he has a bad start today, I still think he is the best chip you have to trade for something if you're the Padres to improve the offense, let's say, or whatever else you want to do. And if that happens, he's probably going to start every fifth day for some other team. He might not start every fifth day for the Padres when everybody's collectively healthy, but we don't have clarity yet on Clevenger. We're not exactly sure if everybody else is going to be, healthy enough, or they're going to need 7 starters. I mean, Martinez looked pretty good in that first one too. I've got a lot of shares of him for free because I love doing this every year. I love taking a pitcher that has a good spring where there's some sort of really positive things, like he went overseas and he had a good run there. I just kind of want to see because it's free. And the same thing mentality I had with Carlos Rodon last year, Mitch Haniger. Like, I think we have to pay more attention to those free square guys at the end of the
drafts. Merle Kelly for me. My boy Merle.
Kelly.
I call him Merle like they did in Walking Dead. Merle Kelly. So
let's get to the stat heroes. Joe Musgrove leads us off with 6 Ks against the Braves. No earned runs. Severino, good start from him against the Blue Jays. So over for Vlad after a crazy day at the plate the day before.
So weird.
So that's baseball. But that's baseball.
That's baseball. Humbled. I mean, that's baseball, but also isn't he
Severino?
Isn't he the first guy to hit 3 homers and go 0 for 4 the next day with 2 strikeouts or whatever it was? So that's baseball, but it's also a little history. So there you go.
It's a little history. It's the ebbs and flows of the game. You can't get too high, can't get too low. But very important for everybody who took a shot at Severino this year. This is a big win for him and a really good start against the Blue Jays. That's super important. 5 innings also, just 2 strikeouts, though, for Brandon Woodruff. Logan Gilbert, 4 Ks over the win against the White Sox. He looked sharp in that start. Had a big strikeout there of Luis Robert in a big spot, too. Saw that yesterday. Kevin Gossman, 9 Ks, no walks, but did lose to the Yankees. But still, another guy, an important start here because there were some questions circling around Kevin Gossman towards the end of last year. This was a very important start for him. 7 hits given up by Sandy Alcantara, but 5 Ks limited the Phillies to only 2 earned runs. And then Cole Irvin with 2 Ks in a win over the Rays and 6 1/3. Then on the hitting side, we had Manny Machado's huge 5 for 6 day. Jonathan Yona Heim is 3 for 4. I'm going to go Yona Heim.
Where's the Yona Heim? I think it's just
no, it's the Yonaheim. It's like Tylor McGill and Yonaheim. It's like in
Yonaheim sounds like a bad German beer.
Oh no, you know what it sounds like? I know what it sounds like. Isn't those are the guys in Lord of the Rings where they made the extra guys? There's the Jotunheims, right? They weren't like more than orcs. Almost positive they were called something.
I'm pretty nerdy, Joe, but you are going down a further road.
Oh, I thought if anybody would have saved me on this reference, you would.
No, I'm not a Lord of the Rings guy. So, sorry,
you're a nerd, but not a Lord of the Rings guy. How does
that? Sorry, I've never watched one Harry Potter movie either, or read a book. So, that's
They're very good. The books are very good.
You've told me this many times. I'll probably eventually get there, but we're just not there yet. So,
Did you start watching Last Kingdom yet? Like I told you, or no?
Haven't got to it.
All right,
Yet. Just started baseball. All right, started baseball, Joe.
Just started baseball. All right, Dan Vogelback, 4 for 6, 1 home run for him. Ooh. Eric Hosmer with a day. Boy, that Padre offense just exploded yesterday. Through 7 games now, Eric Hosmer, 462 batting average, 1154 OPS. No home runs, but that's Eric Hosmer. So it's great that he's hot now, but Eric Hosmer is Eric Hosmer. Don't go crazy on the waiver wire trying to pluck him off thinking that you're going to get like a 30 home run season from him or some like amazing year. It's not going to happen. Brian Reynolds, 2 for 3 with a dinger. Will Smith, we mentioned before, had the big day. Also JT Realmuto with a 4 for 4 and a steal. How about this? I love this stat. Adalberto Mondesi. 0 for 3. Mondesi. Jonaheim. 2 stolen bases. 0 for 3. He has a $143 batting average through 6 games, but he's got 3 steals, which is why, once again, Roto is dumb to Joey P. Your thoughts?
Well, look, as far as Mondesi goes, it's, there is no one streakier in the bigs than Mondesi because he will absolutely drag your average and everything down, but he will go, he wins you a league that last month, especially in head to head, he'll win you a league. So, what does this say?
It says, J Full Metal Jack, Full Metal says, Gondor calls for aid. So did Joey P called for Scott's aid, but Scott did not pick up. That's, and Mike Mayer found it. It's the Urukai, but I named the Jonaheim.
Urukai. So, okay.
Urukai.
All right. Yeah.
Thanks, Mike Mayer.
Nerds. I'm just kidding, guys. I love nerdy stuff too. I just haven't got around to that.
I was going to say, you're the biggest nerd I know, and that's why it's so weird. I knew the Potter thing wasn't your thing, but it's the Lord of the Rings one was surprising to me because that was right in your age wheelhouse when those movies came out. But
so was Clerks too.
Go back to Mondesi.
So
all right.
They made fun of Lord of the Rings pretty hard, so made it hard for me to watch and take seriously. So
okay. Mondesi, any other thoughts?
Look, Mondesi is just streaky, so I'm not worried about him yet. Obviously, you want those stolen bases, but they cost you a lot. You talked about Eric Hosmer. Yeah, don't jump on the Eric Hosmer train here. Realmuto is great. I'm glad that Seager's off to a good start. I just don't know how long this Dan Vogelbach at leadoff can last because when you're shaped like me, but 6'4", you probably shouldn't be a leadoff hitter. That's all I'm saying. He's probably in a good spot for Pittsburgh, but if the dude plays well, he's going to get traded for a prospect. We all know that. And if he gets traded, dude ain't going to be hitting leadoff. So I highly doubt that he'll be lasting very long. So if he does start to hit really well, I think this is a dude that I'm trading for a reliever or, a low-end starter or something at some point in the year if I can possibly make a deal happen.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Boggs. You're a Schwindel guy, right?
I am. I have Schwindel in a couple leagues.
Yeah, so. 2 for 4 with the dinger yesterday, 2 RBI. Is last year a fluke? Obviously not. It seems
it might be a fluke.
Schwindel take.
Well, here's the deal. It might be a fluke, and he might be nothing this year. But the cost was so cheap on Schwindel, you could get him in the last 2, 3, 4 rounds of your draft, like pretty much every time. So he was worth the investment, in my opinion. So because if it's not a fluke and the dude's going to hit 300 with 20 bombs again, let's go, So I'm willing to invest. I know the underlying stuff isn't there, but I was willing to invest. I have a couple shares, and he was cheap enough to where, whatever you get from him is gravy because most of these guys that you pick at the end of your draft, you're going to get rid of anyway at some point in the year. So anything you get from this dude is gravy. So I love it. Let's go.
Okay, now, see, I started in Marvel, just so you know, with the Jonaheim, and I knew it was something Marvel, and I couldn't place it, but here, Adam Kaiser saved the day. Adam says the Jotunheim is for Marvel and Thor. Right, the Jotunheim, right, that's like the big thing. So, yes, the Jotunheim and the Jotunheim, good stuff. Thank you very much, Adam Kaiser, our Peanuts and Cracker Jacks, always clearing things.
That sounds like an Egyptian god.
It very well might also be. Let's get to the stat zeros. We just did the heroes. Otani, 6 earned. We talked about him. Kyle Freeland, he always stinks. 6 earned runs from him. No shock. It's Charlie Morton I'm concerned with a little bit. I know it's only, the second start. Lost to the Padres. Padres had a big hitting day. But 9 hits, 5 earned runs. It's very un-Charlie Morton-esque. I'm going to be patient about it. But because of his age, it's always something to be concerned with. Also, Adam Wainwright after the first start of the year being great against the Pirates, not so great against the Brewers, but he did still strike out 7 guys. So this one doesn't really bug me all that much. But any concerns at all about this Charlie Morton start here? Because he is a very important piece, especially with Max Fried not getting off to the start. I think people hoped as well. That Atlanta pitching staff a little shaky right now.
Yeah, I'm not, once again, I'm not willing to panic 2 starts in. One more bad start, then I start to get a little shaky. One more bad start, you get to be a little shaky. You could be down early in the season. You might be tipping pitches. There might be something that you need to adjust. So I'm not worried yet, but I mean, my ears are up. I guess I would say I'm in alert mode for a guy like Charlie Moore. Like one start, I really don't care. Doesn't make any difference to me, whatever. Like Jose Barrios, getting no outs and all that stuff. Dude was he's got to be tipping pitches at that point, right? So 2 bad starts, you go, okay, I'm still not very worried, but I'm keeping an eye on it. 3 bad starts, you go, all right, what are we doing? Are we hitting the panic button or not? You're kind of in that area. But yeah, so my ears are up, but I'm not panicking quite yet.
Like an elf from Lord of the Rings.
Elf.
Your ears
sure.
Up. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I tell you what, the only thing I like from Lord of the Rings when they talk about second breakfast, I'm all about that, obviously, as you can tell from my face and your eyes,
I told you I love second brunch. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. Brunch, bottomless mimosas. It doesn't need to be a second. It's the first one. You just stay there.
See, the drinking part of brunch is nice and all. It's more just that there's breakfast foods, then there's lunch foods and carving stations, but there's also dessert too. It's like the whole day into 2 hours and drinking is acceptable at 11 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock in the morning. It's just the greatest. It's a great invention. That's all.
That's right.
Hitter zeros yesterday. Vlad, we mentioned him 0 for 4 with the 4 Ks, the golden sombrero. Josh Donaldson and Jose Abreu had hat tricks, 0 for 4 with 3 Ks. And then a bunch of 0 for 5s too from Adam Frazier and Trent Grisham. Home run calls yesterday. JP34 is up to 4 already after calling Mitch Haniger. He's tied with Brant Cox, who didn't make a call yesterday. Brant Cox, top of the board. You don't make a call, bro. You just got broed.
Hey,
Mike Mayer and a dozen others tied at 3, by the way.
There's plenty of baseball left, right? I keep forgetting to put mine on this sheet. So I've only made a couple calls, but we're gonna get on a regular schedule here, Brant. We'll get there. So don't worry about Joe giving you a hard time. You're already a leader, so don't even worry about it, bro.
If you're the leader, you stay on the top of the board. You drive everybody down. That's what you do at the top. All right, let's get to the prop bets of the day. Again, these have been very fruitful for us. So hopefully, if you would like a nice basket of fruit or cash, you should download the app for BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. But what you can do is get a $10 bet and win $200 when you bet on any game, regardless of the outcome. When you register with BetMGM, just download the app. It's very easy. You'll see instant access to a variety of parlay selections, live betting options, player props, daily boosted odds specials, and with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever. So right now, sign up at BetMGM. Do it and use that promo code leading off. It's all one word, leading off. It's very simple. Use the promo code, sign up, listen to the show, win some money. What's better than that? Here we go. The prop bets I like of the day, and Bogman can chime in on here as well. Like Giancarlo Stanton on DraftKings today. And this is, of course, from a bettingpros.com site. He has got a total bases of 1.5. Projection has him for 3.2 today. We got Aaron Judge, who's got 2 props I really like. One's at BetMGM for total bases, 1.5. He's projected at over 3. Is against the Orioles today, too. And the Orioles pitching is god awful. And then, of course, you got Aaron Judge for the hit prop, which is at 0.5 on FanDuel. All he's got to do is get a hit. That's it. Can Aaron Judge get a hit against Baltimore? I think he can. So on FanDuel, you hit the hit prop for Aaron Judge. On BetMGM, you hit the total bases for him at 1.5. And then you hit the over on Giancarlo Stanton's total bases on DK at 1.5. And then Tariq Skubal, who's a guy we're going to talk about in a second, he's got a FanDuel prop of K's at 4.5 Bogs. We have him projected at 5.8 right now. I like that one against Kansas City. That team's got some K's in it. Hell, Mondesi could strike out 3 times just on his own today. So I like Skubal, I like the 2 on Judge, and having Stanton. Anything pop out to you with these or something else?
I mean, I'll take all those Yankee bets against Jordan Lyles. So I'm all over that one. Any of them I'm all about. And Tariq Skubal's got a pretty good track record against the Royals, holding, I believe, a under 200 average against the current lineup right here. So I like that strikeout prop as well. Like you said, Mondesi, my guy there. That's how my Uncle Ron used to say Mondesi's name. That Mondesi's pretty good. Now, he was talking about Raul when he was on the D-backs, but it has stuck with me forever. So, but yeah, I like all of these bets. The Scooble one, probably my favorite, but yeah, Stanton total bases, also a very, very good one.
Now, Scooble is somebody we're also on in tonight's DFS slate. He's 8.2 on DK, 7.9 on FanDuel. I like Kyle Wright as a secondary arm too, 6.7K, flying under the radar on DK. Secondary tournament arm only, but I think it's worth playing, especially after the big offensive explosion the night before for the Padres. Typically, that doesn't happen 2 nights in a row. Dylan Cease is kind of the chalky guy at 10.2 on DK, 9.7 on FanDuel. But since Bogman really did the legwork here, I'm not going to go taking any of this credit. Bogman, take us through the DFS Friday night slate because you did all the work today. So what are your thoughts? Those are mine on the pitchers, but take us through the pitchers and the hitters.
I like PVB data, just the more someone has seen a guy and more success probably lends towards more success. So look, as far as pitchers go, Marco Gonzalez holding a 179 average against the current Chicago White Sox roster. That's pretty strong. Stroman, 187 against Colorado. So that's pretty strong. Scooble's my favorite, 188. You already mentioned Cease is the best, 107 average against the current Seattle roster. Miles Michaelis surprisingly good against Milwaukee here, a 168 average against. You already mentioned Kyle Wright, but there's some good PVB data here on today's slate. Nolan Arenado, 5 for 16 with 3 bombs and 6 RBIs against Freddie Peralta in his career. Paul Goldschmidt also gets to him, 6 for 14, 2 bombs, 5 RBI, 429 average versus Freddie Peralta. We mentioned Manny Machado on a hot streak. He's 3 for 8 in his career against Rodon. Tim Anderson, pretty good against Marco Gonzalez, 3 for 6 with a bomb. I think he had 50% of the hits against Carlos Rodon here. Bo Bichette, pretty good against Montgomery. So was Vlad. This is a big one. Kutch, 12 for 22 with 2
Jordan
homers. Against not Lyles. That's Michaelis.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah,
Michaelis, rather. Excuse me.
Yeah. That I marked it wrong. My bad. But yeah, against Michaelis. And then Colton Wong, decent against him. 5 for 17 with a bomb, 2 doubles. LeMahieu, Stanton, Judge, any Yankee against Lyles. I'm all over.
All the Yankees tonight. I mean, it's pretty easy.
Votto, 2 for 4 with 2 bombs against Plesac. That's a nice one. Mondesi, 3 for 9 with 2 bombs, even though we said he could strike out and Tariq Skubal. Pretty good track record against the rest of these Royals. He's pretty solid. Perez has got 3 bombs for Skubal. VR is another one with 5 for 12, 2 doubles, a 417 average against Herman Marquez. So, and if Alfaro is in that lineup against Kyle Wright, I haven't been able to see it yet. Don't know if he is, but 4 for 4 with 2 bombs against him. So just keep that in mind if you are looking down the list a little bit here.
The stacks for tonight are like the Yankees, the Blue Jays, the Angels, and the Dodgers. Those are the 4 for me. And let's get to the home run call for the weekend. For me, I'm going to go with Mike Trout. I like the numbers that Bogman threw out there. I like the rest of the weekend ahead of bad Texas Ranger pitching that's ahead for Mike Trout. So I think it's time. Mike Trout had a monster home run yesterday. I'm going to ride the wave. He's feeling good. He's out right now. He's playing right now. Let's go Mike Trout. That's my guy for tonight and Saturday and Sunday, just so I'm clear. So I want to keep climbing up the board. Bogman, you have a home run call for tonight, and is it in perpetuity for the weekend, or are you going to make your Saturday and Sunday calls too? I know with the holiday I won't, so I'm making mine in perpetuity for the weekend.
Hey, look, I'll just throw mine on the weekend, but I'm going to get it tonight anyway. Give me Arenado to go yard tonight against Peralta. Let's go.
There you go. Excellent. And for those who are wondering, where is Dinger Dan Harris? He is out making important changes in the real world. He has left us from FantasyPros back in January.
Stop acting polite and start getting real.
That's right, in the real world, baby. Dan Harris would get kicked out of that house in a second. And Dan's doing great. And the Welsh, Bogman, Mike Mayer, Ryan Warmly is going to be joining us next week, actually. So we've got a great team of people doing leading off, but mostly it's Welsh 3 days a week. Bogman pops in once. You're the Friday guy. You're Fun Fridays.
The Friday guy.
Is that it?
Well, now I'm going to be the Tuesday guy, I think, moving forward.
Oh, you're the Tuesday
Friday because Welsh is on vacation. So got a
Ah.
birthday coming up, going camping with the kids and the wife. He's having a great time.
Camping is work. And that's even more work.
Oh, yeah. Hard pass for me.
I mean, vacation and camping. I mean, I understand camping. I do. As I'm getting older, I kind of get it. I kind of went with a buddy of mine and my kids was like, all right, this is kind of fun. I kind of like this. But man, like I need real vacation sometimes.
Yeah.
Vacation, especially with your kids out there in the wilderness. God bless him. It's like our buddy Nate Hamilton. It's almost camping season for him too. We'll start to see Instagram pictures everywhere of all that. So
yeah, Nate loves camping. Nate is a bigger camper than Welsh is for sure. So,
camping,
zero
I
shares
also
of
need
camping.
Real bathrooms.
Zero shares of Jared Kelenic and 0 shares of camping from me. That's what I'll say.
Go. Is that your final thought for the day, or
That's
do you
my
have
final thought for the day? That's it.
Good.
That's all I got.
That's pretty good. Hope everybody has a lovely holiday weekend. Again, if you've got a home run call to make, go to fantasypros.com/chat, join our Discord channel. And when you're a premium Fantasy Pros member, you get access to all the fun things like the stages. You get access to all the fun things like the AMA channels and the home run channel as well. Starting in May, we're going to start to give out prizes. Who knows what amazing things we're going to have. Plus, we're also going to have a grand prize winner at the end. So this is your chance to get in there before you put yourself at a deficit. Go join that home run channel as soon as possible over on Discord at fantasypros.com/chat and have some fun this weekend. You're sitting around, win some extra money with BetMGM. Use that promo code leading off. And as always, we'll be back again Monday here live at noon Eastern on Fantasy Pros MLB YouTube channel. That'll do it for us, but the story of the game goes on. For Scott Bogman, I'm Joey P. Have a great holiday weekend, everybody. See ya.